CFL stands for compact fluorescent, and compact fluorescent tube bulbs like this were traditionally used for many years to cure UV cured gel nail products. Some of the disadvantages of CFL was that they needed to be replaced pretty frequently, they degraded pretty quickly, and also the curing times were much longer. But it was a very consistent technology, and it is something that has gotten more complex as we've moved into LED technology. On the left-hand side, we have more modern technology. Now, this is not a representation of a high-quality lamp, in my opinion, but this just simply shows you what LED technology looks like. LED stands for light-emitting diode. So these are a slightly different way of emitting the ultraviolet light spectrum that we need to cure our gels. Think of it like a different type of bulb, except it's a certain electronic device that we can actually emit certain wavelengths through. So UV versus LED actually does not make sense as a comparison. What we really want to talk about it as is CFL versus LED when we're talking about the type of emitter or bulb that we're using to expose our gels to UV light. And of course, you will come across this nomenclature of UV versus LED, or sometimes UV/LED, which refers to manufacturers trying to tell you, will it cure in a traditional 365 nanometer wavelength, or will it also cure in a more modern 400, 405 nanometer wavelength? So you'll see this used very widely, but I wanted to actually teach you the correct nomenclature so that you understand the difference between what type of emitters or bulbs we're using versus what type of wavelengths we are actually exposing our gels to. Now, many of you are probably wondering what the heck nanometers means, or how we actually know what the wavelength is. And this actually comes from a measurement between those waves of the energy that is being emitted. So if we think about the space between the peaks of the waves, that is where we get that wavelength measurement. And that is where the 365 or the 400 or 405 number comes from. It's that measurement between the peaks of the actual wavelengths of energy that are coming out of that light source. Now, as I mentioned, the technology has been modernized over the last decade, and we've moved further away from UVA light for several reasons. One being, we want to focus that energy on the gel only. We don't want to actually be causing free radical damage to the skin. UV gel nail lamps, even traditional ones, have been proven to be very safe, especially when used per the manufacturer instructions.